Morning, y'all. It's Kate. Kate's Garden Chicken and Cat Rambles. And I made a little bit longer of a video yesterday, but for some reason, I don't know if I didn't have the microphone thing plugged in correctly. I had it plugged in, but I have a feeling that I didn't have it plugged in far enough, so it recorded no audio. And having the little adapter plugged in um, ends the ability of the phone to pick up audio. Weird. So I hope the audio on this works. And what I'll do, I'm going to stop and I'll come right back. Gotta check it. Bye. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Had a little bit of a chat there for about a whole minute, but Laddie jumped on me and I couldn't continue. I was trying to get the tripod perched up on the fence. You guys spilled your food again. And he was too busy trying to jump up on me. So I'm going to try to hook it down here. I don't want it to fall because if I break off the little thing, then I have to get a whole brand new microphone. It's got bendy legs, so it does help it hold on to stuff. All right, so we're going to leave it right there. It's I've come out to fill up their waterer. This morning they had managed to fill their whole bowl. I had water last night, fresh, with shavings and gunk. Oops, sorry. Check the back of the truck for see if Paul grabbed me a bale of straw. Guys, I'm trying to talk. All right, can you just go do your chicken thing? And so Paul asked for a bale of straw because I want to spread it out here where it's so super muddy. I'll show you that in a second. But right now I'm filling up their favorite water, which they still have water, but I still change it and make it fresh every day. And they have been ornery. Oh, look, I came out here and I didn't bring my egg basket and I got 4. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. It looks like Mrs. Enzin has gone back to laying. So I have 2 pullet size, looks like a Brahma size. And I'm going to have to look into that. I didn't think when they came out of molt they would. Last year, a mini molt Luna had, she came right back to what, regular size eggs. But seems to me that, well, since the Easter egger and Lily, the Columbian Rock Cross, ended their molt while they were still laying, went into molt while they were still laying the, if I can show you here. So here's a green one, and those are the 2 little ones. They're too small to use in like baking or really doing much with. So, and it looks like the one of the ones I got from one of the Brahmas is small too, and then they normally lay like a large egg. So I don't know if coming out of molt they're gonna, their eggs are back to kind of pullet size. I'll have to look into that. That's really odd. And I've got one warm one in my pocket. I gave those 3 small ones to them. A little extra protein ain't gonna hurt them. It's good for them. It helps their eggshells. It's good for their feathers. Protein is one of the building blocks of life. So I'm going to go ahead and fill up this bowl again. That had food in it this morning, but I see they've spilled it. They've still got some in here. I'll bring another scoop out. Brats. So we're to a stage which is kind of a normal temperature for this time of year. We're going to be down in mainly the 30s, 20s at night, and the low 40s during the day, which like today, the feels like is 35. So, yeah, this is kind of what winter is for us. So our nights are probably going to be, feel like they're in the teens, or stick with feeling like the 20s that they're in, and then we'll have quite a bit of much warmer days by about 20 degrees, but it will only feel maybe like it's 10 degrees warmer. So I just threw a little cracked corn out. But yeah, you can see how muddy and icky this is. This is all straw and mud and grossness. So anyway, kind of where we're at today. Kind of being a jerk. Yes, I stole what could have been your future children. That's all you're angry about. So everything seems to be doing great for them. I have been putting the shower curtain down at night just because we were having winds out of the southeast and east, which blows directly. I made sure that their coop opened towards the east when I set it up, so that they would always have, morning sun. And then so of course, if when we do get some weather that direction, of course that's where it's going to blow in. So Laddie has a heated water bowl out here that he shares with the cat, which it hasn't been plugged in because we have been so much warmer, but I think I'm going to do that now. I see you up there, mister. Yeah? Why don't you have a little chat with the camera? Yeah, I'm going to put it down here on the ground. You think you can handle that without knocking it over? He loves the camera. He likes to see the other chickens on it. He likes to see himself in it. I don't think he's going to cooperate. So I'm just going to set it there. Watch yard chickens do what they do while I use both my hands out here. What's that, Mister? So anyway, so I don't have to go in and get a whole new thing of water. I'm going to still a little bit of this that I poured in here and top off the other water bowl. Yeah, you guys spilled your food. All right, so I'll bring them another small blue scoop out. The blue scoops are at max fill, I think, is maybe 3 cups. Cosmo, what do you think you're doing? Huh? You can charge the fence all you want. You're just going to bounce your face off of it, and you're not getting to him. Hey, baby. Hey, Chaos. So Chaos is down here having him some drinks. He's like, "Well, Mom, that water's cold." Yeah, well, our well water is very cold. This time of year, it's exceptionally crisp. So right now, I'm plugging back in the USB plug into my contraption here so that the heated water bowl will stay. And like a lot of water bowls, it doesn't heat the water where it feels warm, but it keeps it from freezing. So it'll still warm that water up a little more than what the air temperature is. And Laddie, I've taken his water out at night, but in the day I've been hanging it up on his door so that he can have all the access he needs to it. Yeah? I'm just putting some food in your bowl. There you go. So I'm in the little coop with Laddie. He is, I would say, more like a cat because he doesn't know what a dog is, I don't think. And he does hang out with Chaos, but follows me around. But, Chaos is back now down here at my feet. And what are y'all doing? Oops. Sorry. I stepped on all my T-post there. So, I hate that he poops up here. He loves to stand up there, though. So once everything dries out, hopefully by this Thursday, I plan on Thursday being my fence repair day, since it's supposed to be, by then we'll have supposedly 4 days without any kind of, so I'm just coming in here to stir up his deep litter. It's hard to reach back in there because this is 5 foot long by 4 feet wide or 3.5 feet wide. So it makes it hard for me to just stretch in there and do. So I use my little rooster blocking pole and I come in and stir it up, making all his old poop fall to the bottom. They all got fresh straw yesterday morning. That was one of the reasons I had filmed. Of course, a video that did not have sound. But yeah, we still got a mud hole. I've asked Paul to move the motorcycle. We have concrete that's an arch from there all the way that comes out that driveway, and my neighbor's driveway joins up with it. I mentioned before that when they wanted to put a half circle drive in the house next door many, many years ago, they asked if they could come out the end of our driveway. So their driveway is also, half of their driveway out is our property too. So anyway, the truck backing it up and turning it around, look what it's doing to the yard. And that's the area I gotta mow. Paul just kind of poo-poos at me like I'm being a henpeck, like he's being a henpecked by his wife or something, which I am not his wife, but I want to be able to pull the truck all the way through. So all that means is he needs to move the red bike, which he's not riding right now because it's so cold. He can pull it up, leave it at that angle if he wants, or straighten it up and put it over behind the blue bike, which is covered up in the tarp, in the bike cover. That way he's not under any tree to get poop on it, and we can pull the truck through there. So if I could lift the bike and move it, moving a bike really slow is harder than moving a bike at speed. Really, it is. You've never ridden a motorcycle, but I'll try to nag you. I hate to be a nag, but my purpose for coming over here was to see if I had a bale of straw. And yes, I do. So yeah, the closest feed store just to go and buy like unwrapped bales of straw is in Seaford, which is probably 20, 25, 30 minutes away, almost to Maryland, right at the border of Delaware, or is it Salisbury? It might have to go all the way to Salisbury, Maryland. It's Delaware. You'd think such an agricultural state would have a bulk feed straw hay type spot close by. But I know when we were taking care of Lynn's horses, the hay was delivered from quite a ways away sometimes. I don't think it was that local. And sometimes I think it still remains to be seen if we'll leave here. Paul's been here 20 years. He says we're going to move back west, but we'll see. I'll make do with wherever I'm at. I'll garden. I'll have my chickens and my cats and whatever. But I'd love to have maybe 5 to 10 acres. I don't need more than that. And, have the home and chickens and goats on a small portion of it, and then have a nice big hayfield, or at least maybe a 10-acre hayfield, and then 5 acres just to live on and do what you want and sell hay. You can sell hay and eggs and my homemade soap and who knows. But anyhow, yeah, this is a mess. That's why I wanted some more straw. Since we're not, I'm going to try to scrape most of this muddy straw up into a pile over there by the where I compost old straw, and just put some dry out there for them to walk on. Which, it doesn't really matter in a way, because what they're going to do is just scratch that straw down to the mud and continue to dig. I see some fresh holes out here. Yesterday, there were holes I didn't know there were holes because of the grass until the rain started receding, and there were like these little round puddles, but like 3-inch deep puddles. It's funny. But anyway, so my hands are freezing because I used my bare hand to clean out the water bowls, just like how water makes film. And that one was cleaned yesterday, scrubbed and refilled. And of course, this morning it looked like it was full of black because they had just kicked poo and dirty straw and pine shavings in it. So I'm going to perch this here somewhere. So just to film some chickens, and I'm going to do a little raking. I hang my rake over here on. Yeah, so that's one thing about this coop that I didn't think about when we got it. I had looked at different coops, and Paul said, "This is what we're going to do." I'm like, "Okay, that'll work. That'll be great." How handy it is, because chain link is a lot heavier than if you just have, say, the goat fencing or any kind of other poultry fencing. And I can hang my broom up here. It's easy to hook things to, like lights or cables or whatever. And I can hang tools on it. Like inside, there's a small rake I use when I clean the coop, which is adjustable. I can make it shorter or longer. It hangs on the inside. So once again, a recommendation if you're going to be new to chickens or you want to good outside run. I mean, you see them all the time for $200 on Amazon, and they have the small holes like chicken wire. And I've watched a few people put those together, and they not be as flimsy. Raccoon stuff can chew through them if they wanted. But I highly, for probably a little less money and a much easier construction, this 5 by 15, or like I've said before, you could configure it to 10 by 10 dog run. It's heavier duty, it's sturdy, nice steel fencing, nothing's going to chew through it. I do have from 4 feet down, I have chicken wire, and it keeps the anything from really being able to like reach in there and pull a chicken or chew through there. I mean, it could chew through the fencing, but it can't chew through the chain link. But like I said, it's got, it's sturdier for hanging things from. Like, I hang lights, I hang cords, I hang tools, obviously. But yeah, I think it's just an all-around good bet. Plus, they're tall enough you can walk into. And it's 6 feet tall. And if you have a guy or your man is taller than that, I found we had been given pallets that were the same height as a normal 4 or 5 inch pallet, but they were only 18 inches wide and 10 feet long. And that's what I used along with 2x4s to put on the metal roof. So there's plenty of height for Paul and I. Hey, leave the girls alone. I swear. Sometimes I almost want to think he's a perv, but he's just doing rooster stuff. But the big girls are just like, I told you, I'm not in the mood for you. Look, I hear you. Well, I got a big rake now, so don't mess with me. So I hooked the camera to the top of the fence. I'm going this way, guys. I'm going to rake some of this away so I can put some straw down without just having a big thick layer wet underneath it. And we got all these cones from the Norwegian spruce tree. But yeah. So this stuff will disintegrate. I don't think straw probably disintegrates as quickly as hay. I don't know. I've really not looked into it, but I don't want to have an excess amount of muddy straw into this fresh, so I'm going to spread. So where I'm raking now is still part of the old driveway. So though it's dirty, looks muddy, there's a lot of rock. There's a lot more rock, loose rock than I thought. Of course, the chickens dig a lot of that up. Okay, one of my wind blocks going down. So a board that I had positioned up here that was cut to fit between the slats of the roof had blown down. Okay. You'll see me throw it in a minute, but the only thing that this tree is bad about plopping onto the hawk net is this stuff. Ugh. And the chickens will scratch around with it, like mess with it, but they don't really nibble it. It's not any kind of leaves that they particularly like. So I raked up a pile, but I'm having to push it with a rake just because it's so wet and heavy. Yeah, I pulled my back last week, so it probably isn't the best bet, but this wettest, messiest part here is only what I'm aiming for right now. This is a main thoroughfare coming from the yard and in and out of the coop. I mean, they have their little, I call it their little boardwalk. They could walk the length of those pallets and get in and out just fine, but that would be the most practical. But chickens aren't always doing the most practical things. Yesterday, even before the water had receded a lot, they were out here ankle deep. Chickens have ankles. Well, what I would call ankle deep. They were out here ankle deep in it, scratching around. I guess maybe they didn't know that worms weren't going to come to the surface in the winter. I don't know. But anyhow, that's about all I'm going to do right there for now. And I'm going to get some straw, spread that out, and call it my daily chores. Oops, sorry. So the only one standing over here near where I'm at is Luna. Because she's like, I'm not afraid of the mama. I'm a big girl. And that is true. Last night I actually, put my hand on her back and got her to squat down, and I didn't pick her up because I didn't want to stress her. But I petted her and loved on her, and yeah, they just don't always want to be manhandled. Oh, where's this bird? Stop pooping in places I don't want him to poop. Guess that's kind of the thing, isn't it? So that was bad. I left the gate half open. She's slowly making her way to it. I would put her out here with Laddie, but Wyandottes aren't big fans of being cooped up in like a smaller yard, which for one chicken it would be fine, but I don't want her to come out here and peck and eat something out of curiosity that she shouldn't. Like I've said before, there are pokeberries, and we do get mushrooms at certain times of the year that aren't mushrooms they should peck at. Chickens are pretty good at knowing what they should and shouldn't eat, but in the same breath, they are very curious, and I just don't want to risk it. I like having this a little more of a controlled environment. If they had the whole property, I'd probably just let them free range. But after losing birds over the past couple of years, and birds that got to get out of the yard a lot more, it makes me paranoid. And I like to be able to come out here anytime I want and count heads. And in this confined area, even without picking them up, I can walk in amongst them and check their booties and their combs and their feet. And, it's in the controlled area. But they seem to be enjoying being out and able to wander around. They don't care that it feels like it's freezing out here. But yeah, she's standing by this bowl like, you gonna come put this food in this bowl? You said it twice. Well, you shouldn't have spilled it, Missy. All right, so I'm gonna finish taking care of my birds. But yeah, the lake is gone. The yard lake is gone. And now hopefully we'll just have cold and dry, and I can get the fence repaired. You guys have a great week. Bye. focus on you guys and then nobody's in front of the camera. You guys kind of do that on purpose, don't you? Yeah, Mom refilled our bowl. So what they spilled didn't look like it. They spilled a lot. And I've noticed that there's certain things in the feed that they like more than other things. And when they get to the bottom, they will try to put their foot in there and scratch till they can find the piece they want. It's like they eat everything with color, all the grain and the veggies first, and then they will proceed to eat the layer pellets. So I'm positioning the camera while I do the straw. I had to go in and get feed, of course, and get my knife. I didn't put my microphone back on. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'd love to sit it down here lower. Sometimes it's a pain. I can do it without the microphone attachment. Just set it on one of the rungs of the fence. The gate that I made has like a handle that I can reach. So. Why are you guys following me? I don't have treats for you. Thank you for the little green eggs in. That's it. Fill your belly. Fuel up. That's the kind of crap that gets your water spilled, your food spilled. Oh, guess I'll leave them alone. Come and get my straw. Back off, mister. That bale of straw is unwieldy enough without having to deal with you. pink camo girly knife. I needed something small. I have a really nice one that fits in my boot. It's a little sheath, but sometimes I just need something I can pull out of my pocket real quick. I had a great Kershaw, one I'd had for, it'd probably be 20 years old now, but somehow I lost that one time. I think I took it out of my purse. I was going to the airport, and then I never found it again. Probably in the seat of my old car. Whew. I feel explosions, huh? So I'll try to turn this a bit. The only bad thing about turning it is you'll see me and my big old booty in it. And move it down a bit. This is just so I don't ever show myself doing work stuff, but I don't always find that watching farm maintenance and stuff is something I like to always watch, but trying to be transparent. Yeah? You guys come bring some of this up. Wind's coming out of the north, so it's kind of getting in their water. I can dump that out though. I don't usually like to put straw here on these paving stones, but because the water stood and so much mud and stuff, I swept them off yesterday, but they're still so muddy. You guys are making noises like you're finding something good. Huh? One thing I don't like about these compressed bales is it's hard to pull out just a flake because they're so compressed together if you end up grabbing more than you need. Just covering up some of the mud, guys. Alright, I'll leave that for you guys to scratch around on. Now move your water over here so there'll be less wind blowing straw directly into it. As you can tell, they're already scratching openings into the straw where they can get down to the mud. So, could my wanting to cover the mud be a futile attempt at human control? Probably. Alright. This one is downright gross. Yeah. So, for their scratching pleasure, I'll throw a little cracked corn, a scratch out there to make them feel like they're going to find something. Yeah, what y'all looking for? Yeah. So I hope picking up on them having a dandy old time in the fresh straw. So I don't know how much of that can be seen. I'll look at it when I'm editing, though you know I don't edit. So I probably spread 2 full flakes, maybe 2.5 flakes from the gate here. All out here where it's the muddiest, just to help absorb some of the moisture, and it's obviously giving them something to do. So sometime if you're wondering in the winter what you can do for entertainment and enrichment for your chickens when it's yucky weather and there's really nothing, I could probably just throw a flake without breaking it up, or a couple flakes out in the middle of the yard, and they would spend the day scratching through it and spreading it. And yeah, I wish you guys could do this when I need my garden weeded. You come scratch around and pull all the weeds out. Huh? You think that would be a good idea? Oh, you guys don't garden? You only eat what comes from the garden. Kind of sounds like Paul, don't you? All right, well, I'm gonna go in. You guys have a great day.